Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Storm Sage coming to you with another nightly Ninja Talk video. I hope you guys had a wonderful, amazing day. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that like button if you love the content. And in this video, we're going to be going over controller thoughts and on controller support for you guys. The first thing we're going to go over real quick is if you need to set up your controller, Xbox for Lost Ark automatically works. So if you're plugging in an Xbox type controller, it will automatically recognize it. But if you're working like I am with a Scuff Impact or a Scuff PlayStation or a regular PlayStation controller, you are going to need to utilize the Steam input digital commands. And I'll show you right now how to get that done. Okay, fellow sages, if you want to go ahead and update your controller settings, if you have a PlayStation or any other type of controller that isn't recognized by the system as an Xbox controller, all you want to do is on the left hand side over here in Steam, you want to go ahead and click on the Lost Ark tab. Once you click on the Lost Ark tab, you're going to hit properties, and then you're going to go scrolling down all the way to the controller tab right here. Once you click on here, it's going to give you options. Now, the override for Lost Ark, you're going to want to enable Steam input. So click that. As you see, it's already set for me. Enable some input, and it will automatically set PlayStation as the input here, as well as lining up the PlayStation controller with the Xbox icons for that particular game. This also works with all games. I'm just letting you know. So if you guys are interested in any other type of controller configurations for other games, RPGs that we roll in MMOs, let me know. But let's go ahead and jump into what my thoughts are on the controller configurations and how they operate within the game. All right, y'all, so we're jumping into, so if you go down below, I'm gonna show y'all right down here. Down below on the bottom right hand corner, you're gonna see guides, compass icon. If you click on guides, compass icon while you're in the game, you can go to the training room section. This is the training room. This gives you the option to train and look at your abilities and see what you have available to utilize. So just keep that in mind if you're looking to see what you want to use, where you have your skills laid out, maybe try out different weapons, different types, everything that you would like to do. You can always have access and jump into this training room. So what we're going to go over is the controller setup. Now, let me give you my opinion. So I am a pure hybrid. I will always suggest for you guys to go hybrid when you're looking at these type of MMO games for controller support. The controller configuration is clunky because there is a separate icon here. If you see, I'm going to bring the pointer here. So this pointer is taken by the right thumbstick on the controller, and you have to keep up with it. So as you can see, I'm moving with the left thumbstick, and the cursor is moved at the same time with the right thumbstick. So I can move it to the right, to the left. I can move it wherever I want to move it. Now, the game actually has some intrinsic tracking based on the direction of where your character is facing. So keep that in mind. So for one ability here, this is, I don't know. Yeah. So one ability here, it actually tracks based on the direction you're facing. So a lot of abilities do that. So it's not as difficult as a lot of people will make it seem to cast magic, gun skills, etc., lined AoE things. But there is abilities where it does utilize and makes it a little bit more accurate with the cursor button. The other thing, movement abilities, they are etched automatically to the X button. Movement X, with the left stick, movement with X. These are, it's okay. I haven't touched any. You can also go into your options menu. You can go into your character settings at any point in time and change the configurations on your controller. I'll go ahead and show you exactly what options you have right here. All right, y'all. So you hit the escape button. You're going to get to this screen, this game menu screen right here. And you're going to want to go ahead and click on settings. If you click on the settings buttons, you have your video, audio, accessibility options. If you colorblind, color filter, community tab as well, if you want to change anything with the chat box showing. And then you go over here to gameplay, controls, and display. Gives you options for all displays. If you want to change anything on your HUD, go ahead and play around with that. But right here is your gamepad. And you got hotkeys as well if you want to set something up for your hotkeys. But as you see, gamepad control, and right here gives you all of your controller options. I've kept everything on auto the way that it is because it is set up very well. I am going to be completely straightforward with you guys. The way they have it set up for the abilities, the casting, the movement, the basic attack, everything is set very nicely and firm. Since there's no immediate jump buttons in this game, Y can be utilized in any way that you would like, but as you can see, they have it as your specialty skill and to utilize that for your ultimates. So that is how the game has it set up, and that's how I've kept it. There is no real changes I've made or anything like that. As you can see, the awakening skill is a combo of the left bumper, left trigger, and the X button. So you have to hit all three of those buttons at the same time, and it gives you the ability to do your awakening skill. Now, again, these are all default. You can go in here and change them however you would like. And I've done a couple of changes to see how it works, and I'm telling you what, very seamless. And so that is the controller layout, and that is the gist of it. Now, what I suggest for you guys out there playing this game is to play hybrid, and most of these games need to be played hybrid. I use controller specifically for combat. The thought process of keys, I'm just not there yet. I'm just not there, and I'm learning, trying to learn little by little. But I am more, I grew up on console. So if you've grown up on console, the muscle memory of X, Y, square, where those are located at, R1, R2, L1, L2, the muscle memory of where those buttons are and utilizing the combination of those buttons in games I've played for years, it's just built into my system. So being able to jump onto a game and in combat, high action combat, being able to actually utilize the controller for it is way advantageous right now where I'm at skill wise than a keyboard. So in that sense, I have no issues playing this game, playing fast, getting my skills. Now you need to know what skills do what. So I need to know that my left bumper Y skill is a charge, right? So that is something that you're going to need to know regardless, and that you're going to have to hold the button down in order to cast that. If you look down below here, you'll see that all the skills can be mapped to wherever you would like on the right hand side. So the right bumper and the right trigger will kind of be where you can put, I believe you can put skills there too, but I've left them more in line with my like mount, so I can bring my mount out. Health potions, you can do quick slot for health potions, mana potions, revives, whatever the case may be. They also have songs. So on the left stick, directional pad left, if you see, you can't see that, but the left pad brings out the inventory. So left brings out inventory, which is nice. And then up brings out your sheet music. So sheet music is is something within the game, reminds me of Zelda, but Legend of Zelda. But sheet music, you have a chance to, it has cooldowns. You can do different things within it, and it gives you an ability to use those really quickly. The right directional pad button gives you emotes. You can scroll through the different emotes. And again, if you don't have a mouse and you want to purely use the controller, you can use the right thumbstick, scroll around and pick the particular thing you need and then push it in. R3 is your click for the button and you'll do the emote. Left trigger, I'm sorry, not left trigger, left bumper, so the left stick for movement also is your talking. So you press left in and it gives you the ability to talk to NPCs, and it's very seamless, and it does do a good job of catching mission conversations rather than other people's. If there's a mission that's going to be with an NPC, if you just L3 on the controller, it automatically goes to that mission. I haven't had any issues with that whatsoever. So that's pretty seamless. What is janky is if you were using the controller to traverse the UI. So right now, the UI, if you were using the controller, right stick only, trying to click on, like, being very precise with it to minimize chat windows, and you can do it. And then I can go back here. I'm using just the controller now to do these things. So you can do that, and it's very cumbersome. So it's not pinpoint. And again, we're dealing with thumbsticks here that aren't as accurate as a mouse point. There's just no way to validate that or get that anywhere closer to what it already is. But it is a super comfortable hybrid gameplay style. And what I mean by that is, in combat, I use the controller only. I have no issues. I've had no problems so far. I'm in early game content. Once we get to late game, we'll see if there's any issues. But for early game combat and mid game and probably progression, it's going to be fine. But once we start getting to the later tiers, later games, we'll see if that's going to be an issue with the controller. Now, the other thing that you want to keep in mind is that some abilities are different. May use the right trigger thumbstick that you need to pinpoint where it's at, and you may not need to use that, as there is a smart system built into the game that does let you cast things in a general area and highlights them based on which direction you're looking at. Very, very advantageous for controller players, and to be honest, it feels smooth. I suggest a hybrid gameplay style. Get your mouse, put it right by you in a comfortable spot, so when you stop fighting or when you're done with fighting, you can switch over to the mouse to click on inventories. You can click on to the mouse to click on missions. And you'll literally see me playing, and I'll have this one just for movement of my character, and I have my mouse in my other hand. And this is all I'll do. And I'll click on things, I'll pick things up with the mouse. I'll use the mouse for everything else. And that is it. So that's my thought process. If you guys want anything more in depth, that's pretty much gives you a rundown of what to expect on controller on this game. To me, it's very highly functional. I've seen a couple of things talking about how it may be, it's janky. And again, that's all, like, if you play Path of Exile with controller, it is the same feel. It is not good for UI traversal. It's just, there's no way to imitate clean, crisp UI traversal without using the directional pad to cipher through menus. There's just no way to do it. If they are using the pad to open something up, right, then there is no way. You can't siphon through these options with the D-pad, and that's what a D-pad is for. On most console games, is to cycle through things and make it easy. Then L1, R1 is to flip the pages, right, to move to the next page, and it makes it seamless. On this, R1, L1 is exclusively for your abilities. It gives you the option to use an ability for the right trigger and right bumper, and the left trigger and left bumper. So you can't do that. So just keep that in mind. If that's a problem, try it out. It is free to play. Remember, the game is free to play, coming out on the 11th. If you try it out, okay, get your controller support rolling on Steam if you have anything other than an Xbox controller, and then try it out. Do some defaults, change some configurations if you need, but I'm telling you, what it comes with base is good for most players. And if you're in front of a computer, 9.9 times out of 10, you got a mouse. Just use your mouse when you're going through. I have inventories, items, and things like that. Take your hand off the mouse. I swear to God, I'm telling you, it's 2 seconds away from it, and just put it back on the gamepad. I'm telling you, it's gonna be fine. Okay, so that is your boy Storm Sage, kicking it out. Again, drop a like and subscribe if you like the content, but I'll have more Lost Ark videos going up. And again, if you like RPG games and MMOs, check me out. We're going to be covering a lot more coming up. So I'll see you guys on the flip side. And remember to always follow your ninja way. Peace, y'all.